So the 6th Invitational 2023 has came and gone, and during this we got the reveal of the entirety of Year 8, what operators we're going to be getting, where they're coming from, battle passes, and all the major changes that these seasons are going to bring. And one of the highlights of it, in my opinion, was the fact that in Season 2, we are going to be getting a rework of one of the original maps, Consulate. Now it was no surprise that Consulate was one of the maps that were in dire need of a rework, and despite the fact that it is still coming in Season 2, which is a good amount of months away, Ubisoft have actually already shared with us some images of the rework during the reveal. Now unfortunately they did show it on the live version of the panel, so the quality is not the best, but we can still learn a lot from these images. So first and foremost, we have the exterior of the building. What we can tell is that they have actually covered up a lot of the spawns a lot better now. Spawn peeking on Consulate was a massive issue, they just weren't very well designed spawns, so it's nice to see that at least from the piano side that they will be covered up a lot better now, and hopefully it is a lot more safer for the attackers. What we can also tell from this front side as well is that on the roof, the skylights still seem to be in the exact same places. Doesn't seem like there has any changes there, and for the most part it doesn't seem like there are any roof hatches either. Now one of the major things we can see right now is that on the balcony there is no longer a double window, rather there is a breachable soft wall. This does seem to be a single wall, and I assume that you'll be able to destroy any gadgets from it from below as well, so it seems like this is going to be a massive entry point for the attackers. And as well as this, the main door at the bottom does seem very similar, however it just seems like they have compressed it a bit more and just made the steps closer to the door. And I'm not sure how true this is, but by the looks of it as well, it does look like they have smoothed the building around quite a bit as well. One of the issues I had with Consulate is the fact that you had to keep getting on and off rappel just to go on the same side of the building because it was all uneven. With this, it seems like you will be able to rappel along the same part for the most part, and as well as this at the back as well, it does seem like there is a new indent where bathroom side usually is. The next bit we're showing off is the brand new spiral stairs. Now they have updated the statue and added more greenery around it. It looks really nice. I'm really loving how this new design looks. And as well as this, it seems like the windows at the top of spiral stairs have actually been blocked off. Now we do know that there is still going to be a skylight there. We can see the light coming from it, and we did see it on the roof as well. But you'll no longer be able to play on these windows from rappel. And the final thing to note from this little bit as well is that the staircase going downwards is still there. Now the next bit we see is the brand new long desk. We actually get to see this from two different angles. Now one of the major things is long desk is still connected to the top of spiral, which we just had a look at. The long desk doesn't look as long as it was before, but I assume it still will be given the coal long desk. The wall behind the desk is no longer breachable. I'm sure you guys all remember in its current version that you can breach through that wall into the bomb site. So all of that seems to be a hard wall, and I believe the doorway from this image we're looking at right now, which is on the right hand side, I believe that is a new hallway which will probably lead to console office. But what we're going to be focusing on is this doorway to the left, which seemingly leads to the new small desk room. Now from this perspective where we're seeing small desk, the room we were just in with long desk is on the left hand side on the other side of that wall. Again, this is speculation. I don't actually know the layout. I'm just basing it off the old layout and how the hallways are looking in these images. But from what I'm guessing, the wall on the back of long desk is the wall that we can now see on the left with the smaller desk. And as you can see, there is two soft walls to the right of us leading us into a new room. And then we can see inside this room, because we can see those two soft walls to the left of us now, and this is actually the meeting room, which is an existing site in current Consulate, and that is the one that usually touches between a soft wall with long desk. So what I'm guessing here is that they've kind of split up long desk, put another wall between it, and as you can see there's this entry point now on the left hand side in meeting room. And so from this perspective, if long desk is to our left through that doorway, that means that Visa stairs is usually in front of us. However, it doesn't seem like there is a doorway anymore, meaning that it seems that you can no longer enter meeting room from the top of Visa stairs. Rather, it seems like there's going to be a hallway like we can see in the small desk image at the back, that there's actually going to be a hallway now, and that will probably link between Visa stairs. We don't actually get to see any part of that map, but I'm going to assume that's how they're going to do it. But if my perspective is correct, at the right hand side here we can see, which I believe to be a soft wall, and I actually believe that this is the same soft wall that we can actually see from the balcony outside. And if I got my perspective right, that would make sense because the desk is facing that way. That means the soft wall is there and the balcony is outside, and then straight on from the wall is long desk. So I think I am correct when I am saying this. And we do get another glimpse at the other side of meeting room, this time from the bomb's perspective, and we can see the projector on the wall. And we see another doorway now at the left hand side, and I believe this is actually the connector which exists between the bomb sites. But rather than having a doorway in the middle, then going into the connector and having two soft walls, they've actually moved the doorway to the left and added the soft walls beside it. So going back to that long desk image, that means this doorway on the right hand side, which we're looking at now, will be connected to that other doorway which we just seen in meeting. And I assume there'll be a hallway there, and it will link to console and maybe yellow stairs, which they haven't shown off in this this trailer. And maybe bathroom, because we don't know what they're doing with bathroom, because remember there is that new indent where bathroom usually is, so it is interesting to see what's going to happen there. I know this is probably really confusing. I will of course show off more when we get more access to the map when season 2 comes out, but that is a long while from now. So as it currently stands, this is all we have to play with, but I hope you are following along as we go. And so they have actually shown off a lot of the top floor sites, but let's move on to a really cool new entry point for attackers, which I absolutely love, and that is the new version of the garage. So first and foremost, let's start from the outside. The black car is still outside, so you can still hide behind it. Looks like the white van has actually been brought from outside the garage and placed outside the front now, giving the attackers more cover. And there seems to be a new window above now, which I think that will be linked to piano, so that's interesting. There's now going to be a new window there. Of course, this can be used for rotates. If you jump out the window, you can probably jump down again and go through the garage. And especially if people are on rappel on that, that is a really easy jump out now. Before, if you wanted to get people off that, you had to either jump out yellow side or you had to jump out piano window. Now there's a new one on piano window actually facing that side, so this is going to be a really big jump out. And I think the most major thing here is the garage door itself. It now seems like it's being held open with crates, meaning you can probably crouch through and actually get into the garage without having to breach a wall, which the defenders have reinforced. Similar to how it is on Bank, where the garage is just there, you can't do anything about it. The defenders can't stop you from coming through other than just shooting you and using their gadgets, but they can't reinforce it in that sense. So this will now always be an exposed opening of the map, which defenders are going to have to keep in mind. This finally gives Consulate a really solid entry point for attackers, and this is a really nice change to see. Finally, they did give us a tiny little glimpse of what inside the garage actually looks like. For starters, the car is now red, massive change, actually game breaking. For the most part, the layout of the room does kind of seem to be the same. However, the hatch has been moved away from the pillar, closer to the wall now, and it seems like there is now a new doorway. I assume this is for kitchen. If that room is still going to exist, that is now at the left, or maybe there is only going to be one doorway now for both hallway and kitchen. We are yet to see what that is going to be like, but for the most part, it seems like pipes are still going to exist, and I assume that there's still going to be a yellow stairs. They haven't shown that bit. I don't know if they purposely left that bit out, but don't actually know if yellow stairs is still going to exist. And as it currently stands, that is everything they have shown off with the brand new Consulate rework. I'm really loving how this new version of Consulate is looking. I actually just really dislike the current version of Consulate. I just don't think it aged very well, and I'm glad that it is going to make some changes because it is long overdue. Of course, this is set to come out in year 8 season 2, so we do have quite a good little while before this actually comes out and before we learn more about the map, but it is cool that we have learned a little bit about it from the year 8 panel. So guys, what are your first impressions of the brand new Consulate rework coming to Rainbow Six Siege? I am really excited to learn more about it. I hope it actually turns out to be a really good map, because before, Chalet, before rework, was my least favorite map, and now after it was reworked, it's actually one of my favorite maps, if not my favorite map in Siege. So drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and I shall catch you all later. I love you all, stay safe, peace.